Hi everyone, welcome back to another Stitches and Scribbles bullet journal video. As you can see, I'm starting off by doing my tape label, both on my table of contents and on the edge of my first page of June. I wanted a bright, uplifting, colorful theme for June, but as you guys know, I am a science teacher during the day, so I went with a planet and space theme, and the colors I chose for this month are some yellows and blues and purples, and occasionally I included a little bit of orange in there as well. I did forget to do a quote on the opposite page of my title this time, which I was a little disappointed once I remembered that I forgot to do that, but I did include a couple quotes throughout this month. I started off with a big planet with rings, and I shaded it in with a couple different shades of blue to make it look a little bit 3D, blue and gray. And I did the rings in my nice bright yellow to match the tape. I'm really liking these zebra midliners that have the chisel end and the brush end. So far they've been the best for not bleeding through the paper too badly, and I like having the two different marker tips. Also, I'm sorry if you see my camera shaking a little bit. I have kind of an odd tripod setup right now, and I think maybe this wasn't the best. Moving on to our first weekly spread. For this one, I did some pretty simple boxes with a drop shadow, and I really wanted to kind of look at all the colors, so I decided to do an ombre kind of setup where I went through a bunch of the different shades of blue and purple. I'm really excited for this month because it's almost the end of the school year, so I've only got the first and second week of June with my students, and then I'm off for the summer. I don't know if there are any other teachers out there who watch these videos, but I know that there's a huge variety in when school actually ends for teachers. So some of us are done, some of us are still going. It just depends on your district. Added my little additional sections at the top and at the bottom, just like always, and a nice quote in that empty space because June starts on a Tuesday. As a reminder, we are floating in space, and that is pretty miraculous. For the next spread, I really played with the grays and the yellows together. I think that those are the colors of the year, if I remember correctly. I didn't do that intentionally, but I like gray and yellow together in general. I used some little stars for each date in my kind of deeper yellow color. For this one, I really wanted to incorporate some moon phases into this month. Again, science teacher, I really like phases of the moon. I actually have my Fitbit watch face set to tell me what phase of the moon it is, and other teachers will agree. That's something you need to know when you work with kids. I've also heard that nurses check it frequently. Not into astrology or anything like that, but I will admit that kids are definitely crazier when there's a full moon. I don't understand why, but it's definitely a thing. So if my kids are ever acting strange collectively, I do check to see what phase we're on, just to see if they line up. A lot of times they do, which is very odd to me as a scientist. I don't know what would affect that. But of course, this week in my bullet journal will be after school is over, so I won't need to worry anymore. For this one, I decided to include more of the planets like I did on the title page. Did some with rings, some with some stripes, and some with spots like Jupiter. I used a light blue and a purple. Yeah, I definitely need a different tripod setup because some of the bottom edges aren't showing up on camera. Oh well. I think this page turned out to be one of my favorites for this month just because I liked having all of the colors in there and I liked how cute the planets turned out. This page very much reminded me of like a child's bedroom theme with the space but still the pretty pastel colors. For this last weekly spread, I kept it pretty simple and then added a design on the other side. I really like drawing rocket ships. I've always liked drawing these kind of cartoony rocket ships. I think that one has made an appearance in several of my bullet journals, so I knew I had to do one in here. This was one piece where I really liked having the chisel end of the marker because it made it a lot easier to fill in that large area. Added a little antenna and some flames. Quote. I had this song stuck in my head all day while I was drawing this. And we end the month with monthly trackers, just like always. I've been liking the more simple boxes for my trackers lately, so I just continued that and used my full color palette to make all the different boxes. In these like box trackers, I kind of just make a checklist of big items that I finished. So for crafts, I'll list off all of my whips and then fill in the boxes I finish. For exercise, I usually write the type of exercise and then put tally marks next to it to mark how many times I did a specific type of workout. I also decided not to include a spending tracker this month because I realized I don't really use it that much anymore, and I've switched over to a digital one so that my husband and I can budget together. So if you notice that one missing, that's why it's no longer included. For my mood tracker, I did some more of the little planets and star shapes. And I wish I had spent a little more time on this, but I was kind of rushed while doing this part because I needed to be somewhere and I wanted to finish filming. So it's not the best mood tracker I've ever done. I think it could have turned out a lot cuter and a lot more intentional, but I was trying to get all the shapes on there as soon as possible so that I could move on to my next thing. That's why you'll also see there's some empty space at the bottom. I might add a quote in there eventually, not sure. Here's our final flip through with all those wonderful spacey colors. I think my favorite spreads are definitely the moon phases and the planets one. Hope you enjoyed this bullet journal video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone!